What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Thursday, June 8th, 2023. Excuse me. Apologies. It's getting warmed up here. Today, we're talking recruiting. We've got a ton of updates going on. This month is going to be hot and heavy. Expecting June and then July even too. June is all the camps and visits. July is all the commitments. We will get some booms in June. You can be sure. So keep an eye out for the breaking booms. I got to dust that off. We haven't done a breaking boom in like months, right? So keep an eye out here for breaking news, and I'll be laying them on you as guys commit. So recruiting. All right, I'm going to hit a lot of dudes here, so try and keep up. And we got a couple updates on visitor from last weekend and a guy that took a random official visit without Ohio State knowing, a Buckeye recruit that took a visit to another school and tried to hide it. Always a good idea. Anyways, start off with bad news first, right? As always, PC. Speaking of PC, we got a corner from, defensive back, whatever, from California, Dakota Fields. He is committed to USC, so cross him off your list. But now the good news. 4-star corner Bryce West names a top 7: Ohio State, Oregon, Texas A&M, Michigan, USC, Alabama, and Georgia. So most of the best programs in the country. Not surprising. Still think he's a strong Buckeye lean. Next up, corner Xavier Brown from California. Just visited USC over the week, but he eliminated Oregon from his top 4. So now it's just a top 3 of USC, Bama, and Ohio State. So chipping away at those top 4s. Next up, tight end Damarion Witten releases a top 5 of Kentucky, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Texas, and Oregon. So that's good. Still, I believe he has crystal balls to Ohio State and is a strong Buckeye lean, and we're just kind of waiting on that commitment. Again, he's from Cleveland, Glenville, and they like to wait it out. 3-star wide receiver Elijah Moore has a fresh new crystal ball in for the Buckeyes. That gives them two for Ohio State. So the Baltimore receiver looking to be a Buckeye soon. Next up, I got a safety in the 24 class I wanted to throw your way and just put him on your radar. He doesn't have a visit scheduled yet. But his name's Jaylen McClain. He's from New Jersey, Seton Hall Prep, 6 foot 185. He's a number 243 overall player in the country and a number 22 safety overall. So just wanted to float him out there. You might see his name pop up on some visits, or official or unofficial. He hasn't been to campus yet, so we'll see. Now let's talk visitor from last week. We're going to get into all the visitors coming up next weekend at the end of this, so bear with me. Nigel Smith, the defensive end from Texas, Melissa, Texas, 4-star, number 11 defensive lineman in the country, took his official visit last week. That was his 5th visit, by the way. Kenyatta Jackson, Buckeye, hosted him. Nigel spent a ton of time with Larry Johnson, and also a lot of one-on-one time with Ryan Day. So those guys tend to get a lot of one-on-one time when it's a smaller group of visitors, over a weekend time. So Smith had some quotes here. He said, quote, "It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was different getting to hang out with players and get the real inside scoop on the school and campus. I can't really talk about what I learned, but they are all great things. And it was good to have a host who didn't BS and just told me how things were." So Kenyatta is that. Some more quotes here. Nigel Smith on talking about Ryan Day. He said, "I get to see and meet with him every time I'm in Columbus. But this trip, I also met with him twice in his office, plus twice with my parents and other parents. We're going out with him and his wife. I really do like how much he cares about his players. And we hear that time and time again. That's not a secret. Nigel also had this to say: the biggest factors are development on and off the field in football and as a young man. And I need the school and team to feel like a family away from my family, along with the business opportunities I will gain during and after my college career. So, but we know the Buckeyes are seeking a handful of defensive linemen in the class, at least 4 or 5. But nobody else has been on campus as much as Nigel Smith. The staff talked depth chart with them. Coach Johnson presented a 3.5-year plan for him, and he knows he would be coming in as a second string player to Ohio State. He's not being promised a starting position, which I don't know how many freshmen in the country are actually getting promised a starting job. Nigel Smith will also visit Penn State this coming weekend, Oklahoma June 16th, and Texas A&M on June 23rd. Oklahoma's been the favorite for Smith, and I believe there's a crystal ball out there for him to Oklahoma, but that was quite a while ago. Penn State, also a threat to some degree. So with a few more visits, he does plan to commit September 8th. That is his senior night of his football season. So a little bit later than everybody else. Most people are committing by August. He's going to take it right into his football season. So we'll keep you locked in and updated there. Now, Sam Williams-Dixon this past week took a during the week visit to Kentucky. I believe it was last Monday. It was really unusual. Buckeyes did not expect to hear that. So we need to pay attention to what happens next with SWD. Ryan Day and the staff don't love it when a recruit makes visits to other schools, but they're willing to make concessions if the player's upfront and honest and talks about it and informs them he's taking the visit. So because this was an unannounced official visit, keep in mind, official visit, and he was trying to keep it secret. That's the issue. So he has a visit scheduled to visit Columbus this weekend, visit the Buckeyes as an official visitor. So if that still happens, if Ryan Day don't cancel it, which they have the power to do, they will have to make some tough decisions. It's really out of the ordinary, and it's not a good habit to get into, is to not let your coaches that you're committed to know about an official visit elsewhere. So it's hard to come back from that, looking at it from an Ohio State point of view. But most likely the Kentucky staff, don't forget Vince Marrow is their lead recruiter. He does a great job of convincing kids that something might be true when it actually isn't. Like the staff Kentucky staff is probably telling him he's not good enough to play running back at Ohio State, and he's buying into that because he knows, and the Buckeyes told him they are recruiting him as an athlete, but he would get every chance to play running back if he wanted to. So I think he got a little spooked by the idea of a 3 running back class, with the other 2 guys. So we'll see what happens there. Sam did say that I'm still locked in with Ohio State. Don't think I'll switch up on being a Buckeye. That doesn't sound very convincing, that second half of that. He also said it was a mistake by me not to tell them. I just wanted to take the free visit and have a good time with my friends and family. I wasn't raised in a house with a man in it. It was always just my mom and me. I'm just not used to telling another man anything for real about my life in general. But I take full responsibility for my action, and it won't happen again. It's a great life lesson. now that makes a lot more sense. That sounds a lot better, right? He also said that I've been having deep conversations with him, telling him all about my life. I don't know who him is. It doesn't really say. So anyway, I assume the visit still is going to happen this weekend, but he's going to have some splaining to do when he comes into Tony Alford and Ryan Day's offices this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. If nothing happens, that's probably best for him. If we see a decommitment, you can tell what happened. Yeah. So next up, I want to talk about a couple Florida defensive backs coming to Ohio State to visit on Thursday. It'll be Thursday. Also is, it's today. I'm just reading. First one-day camp on Ohio State's campus for high school players. So it's an opportunity for the young guys looking to impress the Buckeyes staff. So the two DBs I got here are both from Orlando, coincidentally. Brandon Jacob singular, and Cai Bates. Jacob is from Evans High School, 6'2", 170-pound, 4-star, number 14 safety in the country. And then Cai Bates is at Edgewater High, 6'1.5", 180 pounds, 4-star, number 17 corner. Okay, this will be their first visit to Ohio State, and they'll definitely be working out for Perry Eliano, Tim Walton, and these guys have offers from over 40 schools each across the country. So these are wanted men. With no DBs committed so far, Buckeyes are looking to take at least 7 in this class. So combination of corners and safeties, if it's 3 or 4, 4 or 3, whatever. So keep an eye out for those guys in the future. We'll probably be talking about them again. Now let's talk about official visitors for this weekend, just from the 24 class. Let's start off with the commits. Georgia quarterback Aaron Nolan, Texas running back James Peoples, Ohio running back Sam Williams-Dixon, maybe, Florida wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, the love of Buckeye Nation on Twitter. You guys got to get off his dick, man. He's just a freaking 17, 18-year-old kid. Leave him alone. Next up, Indiana wide receiver Mylan Graham. Now, the rest of these guys are Ian Moore, Ohio State commit, Indiana tackle. Ohio offensive lineman Mark Nave, also a commit. But we've got Jeremiah McClellan, wide receiver from St. Louis, on his official visit. This one's a big one. California tackle Brandon Baker from Mater Dei. That's a big fish. Gerby Lambert, I think, has been pushed back another week. So questioning whether he's ever going to visit. So hang tight on that one. Florida D tackle Dontre Robinson. Florida D tackle Jaden Jackson. Maryland defensive end Darian Mayo. Illinois defensive end Marquise Lightfoot. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. And Tennessee linebacker Edwin Spillman. Also one more dude, Ohio linebacker Garrett Stover will make his official visit, but he is a commit as well. So that's the list for now. These things can always change. One guy, his flight might get canceled, or somebody else might pop in and show up. So this is a little fluid. So keep it locked in here. I'll let you know if anything changes, but that's a lot of stuff, a lot of recruiting stuff for now. So don't forget, join the YouTube community, TBC Friends. Check out that community tab. I'm constantly posting stuff in there, free stuff and stuff, a lot more recruiting for the members of the community. Check out the tab, sign up, click the join button, and you're in there posting stuff every day. I got some highlight videos coming up for the membership, so check it out. That's all for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.